Hey everyone, so it is the weekend, which is extremely good news for most of us, and equally good news for me is that finally BBR, or Blonde Brunette Redhead, or Brunette Blonde Redhead, or however you say it, was launched in the UK yesterday. So I did go to MAC and I picked up some things from there, and at the same time they launched Well Defined and also Cream Team, and I tried out some of the Cream Team stuff, but I haven't tried my Well Defined products yet, so this is purely a haul video. It's not really a review at this stage. But anyway, I will move on and show you everything I got. Basically, when I got to MAC, I was prepared. I went with a list, which is what I normally do if I have a few things in mind that I want. And for the first time ever, she didn't get everything on my list. She actually left one product out, and it was so rushed and busy in there that I kind of just I didn't really think about it. I didn't check my bag when I left. I just assumed it had already been in there. And the product that I really, really wanted was the one that she left out accidentally, and it was the 214 brush, which is the sort of the smudger brush. And it reminds me of a lot of one that NARS do that I've been after for a while, but every time I go to a NARS counter or online, it's always sold out. So I thought the MAC one would be perfect. But I'll probably have to go back and pick that one up separately, but that's okay because I got everything else and I'm pretty happy with most of the stuff that I got. So from Blonde Brunette Redhead, or BBR as I will call it, I didn't get any of the eyeshadows and I didn't get any of the lip products. Undoubtedly some of the eyeshadows are really, really pretty, and equally there was one lip gloss which is peroxide, which I thought was lovely, but nothing else was particularly memorable or dramatically different enough for me to buy it. The only things that I did get from that collection were the MSFs, and I did get all three because I collect them and I'm crazy like that. But I actually think this is a really superior formulation of MSF. If you tried out maybe Soft and Gentle from the previous release of mineralized skin finishes and you felt that MSF only served to basically emphasize your pores and make you look greasy, think again, because I think these are really, really finely milled. They give such a nice colour as well. I've tried out Redhead and I've tried out Blonde, and I really like both of them. You can see my window there. Yeah, it's dark. So there's no point me doing swatches for you, and you've seen these all a million billion times, but I'm just going to try and show you the product just in case, you never know, you might be interested. But they're so pretty, and they degrade, as they're called mineralized skin finishes degrade, because they do degrade in colour from very, very pigmented down to the very fine sort of pure highlighter colour. So you can use this bit as a blush and this bit just sort of a highlight right at the top of your cheekbone. And I've got it on my cheeks now, and this is Blonde, as I said, and it's lovely. I really, really like it. On to Redhead, which is the other one. I would say if you are tight for cash but you want to get something from this collection, I'd say get an MSF, seriously, and either get Blonde or Redhead, because I think they're the two most wearable colours. Now this looks exactly the same as the Blonde. In actual fact, it really does. This is a slightly warmer colour. So if I had to say the difference, I would say Blonde was a much cooler pink, whereas Redhead is a much warmer tone. So if you like warm colours on your cheeks, then you may be better off going to Redhead. And you don't have to be a redhead, it can be any colour. Right, and the last one is Brunette, which is much darker, and for someone like myself, it's more of a bronzer colour. It's still got a lot of pink in it, but it's much more darker toned. And I would use that bit as a contour probably, to be honest, because it is so much darker than any of the other colours. But it's lovely. The next thing was obviously Studio Sculpt, and the foundation and the concealer, and I did get both. The concealer comes in the same packaging as Fluid Lines or Paint Pots, which I quite like actually. I think it's quite a neat way of packaging concealer. So it looks like that, just as a Fluid Line would. And then the concealer's in there, and I used a little bit. It's very, very light, but it does cover, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. It's very buildable. If I was going to pitch it against existing matte concealers, I would say it's kind of halfway to house between Select and Studio Finish, I think. I haven't used it enough really to comment yet, but initial thoughts are good. And then I haven't used this foundation yet. This is the Studio Sculpt. Comes in a package like this. Kind of cheap actually. Because it is just plastic, squeezy plastic, and imagine if you put that in your handbag and the lid came off. and pressure was applied to the product, it would go everywhere. So avoid doing that if at all possible. I've tried it a little bit out on my skin, and from what I can tell so far, I think it's a little bit lighter than Studio Fix Fluid, but it still covers quite well. So it might be a good foundation for those people that don't want to feel like they're caked up in product. So yeah, this is one to watch, I think. And the last thing I got was actually a cream sheen lip gloss. I actually got 3 of them. I've since returned 2, and the only one I kept was the one I opened, which was Boy Bait. These are very, very sheer, and that's why I returned them. When I got these, I did think that they would provide me with sort of a creamy finish in the same way that see-through lip gloss or underage lip gloss does. They don't, they're so sheer, and I know Temptalia did, she's got really good swatches and you can see how sheer they are. I think from this collection, the Cream Team one, the lipstick's the one to focus on. The cream sheen glosses are okay, particularly for those of you that like a really non-sticky formula. These are definitely ones that you might be interested in. I myself, I don't mind stickiness. I don't find any of the other MAC lip glosses other than Dazzle Glass very, very sticky, so I'm happy to live with the normal lip gloss formulation, and I'm not really bothered about these. I mean, I kept this one, it's okay, it's nothing special. It reminds me a lot of Eclair's Accessories lip gloss, or any of the ones from Gosh are basically exactly the same as this. In my opinion, I didn't think this was a great product, and it's not really what I thought it would be, which is why I took it back. Which I've never done before in MAC actually. I thought I was going to have a lot of trouble, and I didn't at all. They were really nice, and they actually said, have you looked at the lipsticks? Which made me think that maybe a lot of other people return the glosses. But anyway. Okay, so tonight I did go to Superdrug, but I got really unexciting things. I got some painkillers, some visibly clear, rapid clear wipes, which I really like. I like either these or the Clean and Clear. And then I just got 2 brushes from Gosh, because people have asked me to tell them what I think about the brushes. So this brush is a kind of brush that I've been after for a while actually, but I didn't really want to buy the MAC one, and it's one of those sort of weird fan colours that I actually thought would be good for mineralised skin finish, and I'm going to try it with that product because I think it would apply a really light amount of it on the skin, which is exactly what you want with highlighter products. You don't want to go too crazy. So I'm going to try that one out tomorrow. And then the next thing was a lip eyeliner brush. This was about £4, I think, and it's kind of like this. I think I'm probably going to use it for eye, realistically, because I got a lip brush from Crown as well, but I wanted to try out this and see how well it performed for me. So I'm excited to try those because I like finding cheap brushes. I don't believe that you need to go to MAC, especially if you're like me and you're just doing makeup for fun, and albeit a serious expensive hobby, it's just for fun. So you don't necessarily need to spend like £20 on a brush. You can go to somewhere like Crown or like a drugstore brand like Gosh and get really good quality stuff as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if it works out tomorrow. Have a lovely Friday evening, and hopefully I'll see you later this weekend. Bye.